Hey guys, Dr. John Rusin here, and we're talking about rotational corrective exercise patterning. And two of the most pivotal spots to get more increased rotation from is the upper quadrant. So we're talking about the thoracic spine, the shoulder blade, and the glenohumeral joint, and the hips. But we're first going to go over this upper quadrant to show how we correct rotation with a couple different sequences. The first one's going to be out of a quadruped position. So Lindsay's here, her hips are stacked, her arms are stacked, and she's in a strong and stable position, contracting the core. The first movement is going to be the quadruped T-spine rotation. The fingertips are going to come to the back of the head. Lindsay's going to come down slow and controlled. She's going to rotate and extend simultaneously, and then come back down. We definitely want the range of motion happening here from targeted T-spine work. So if you're feeling it from here, make sure those glutes are turned on, the adductors are turned on. The next movement in the sequence, especially if you're feeling it in the lower back instead of the mid back, is to drop the butt back onto the heels. Instead of having the hands on the ground, we're going to bring the forearms down on the ground. And Lindsay's going to go to that same position at the head. She's going to do a T-spine rotation, and this is what we call a lumbar lock position. So in theory, this should be more targeted right where we want it in the mid-back thoracic spine region. The last one we can really target in on with the thoracic spine itself without the shoulder is to put the shoulder into internal rotation, functional internal rotation moment, and essentially do exactly the same thing with the T-spine rotation. You can see as Lindsay's head moves, it leads the motion with the T-spine. We want to have the cervical and the thoracic spine working as a functional unit here. So those are the three out of quadruped position. We're going to shift over here. We're going to get Lindsay into a sideline position using a foam roller. And this is another really highly advantageous position to start correcting some thoracic spine mobility issues. So the first one that we're going to be working on is isolation in thoracic spine. So we're going to get set up here again. The butt is going to be contracted. The knee is going to be contracting down into the foam roller. She's in a 90-90 position at the knees, the hips, and the ankles bilaterally. So we're going to start moving into rotation with the rib grab here. You can see Lindsay has the opposite side rib cage, and she's leading the motion with her head rotating through. Let's move on to the second one, the arm reach T-spine rotation. So Lindsay's going to have both hands on top of each other, the shoulders are stacked, the hips are stacked, and she is going to be coming out, extending through, and again trying to mobilize through the T-spine. Make sure the butt stays turned on, and make sure this knee stays driving down into that foam roller. And finally, the most advanced variation in this corrective exercise sequence is the arm sweep movement out of the same position. So full protraction starts the movement off, and we're going to be arcing around with the fingertips going alongside the ground, and we're going to be smoothly coming through and returning back to that base position. We're really thinking about having quality reps here. So about 5-10 repetitions per side, and really just keeping the quality factor high, and these will be fit right into